binders full of women.
Goat's milk latte drinking.
There you go again.
Please clap.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad-built butch body.
A what now?
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Where my banana?
That's a banana republic without the banana.
Who am I? Why am I here?
Are you a racist?
He's a jackass.
Pokemon go to the polls.
They know one thing. I hate rats.
Well, I'm not a crook.
I grew up castrating hogs.
4 glorious years, I guess.
Vote to confirm a ham sandwich.
Ooh, don't do it.
Still like beer?
20-foot impressive seahorse he's riding.
Correct. It's too damn hot.
What do you say icon guy?
Icon.
You can't. Girlfriend, you were so long.
I have the ability to turn people on.
Sashay down there and vote for this amendment. Officially weird.
From one year to the next are the same.
Hello, YouTube. How is it going? It is Keith Edwards. We are live, and I am so happy that you're here. Happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday. We made it through this stupid fucking week. How did we do it? I don't know about you, but it has stressed me the hell out. The stock market crashing, not fun. Last time it happened, it was 2007, 2008, 2009, and I was like 22 and I was barely paying attention. I didn't have enough money the only thing I was worried about was like, could I afford cigarettes and could I afford food? And it's a completely different experience now that, I have investments and they are crumbling because of a madman, There's no reason why this needs to be happening, but I'm very grateful you're all here. We can suffer through it together. And we have a really good show for you today. We're going to go through some of the news from the day. Canada really laid out the reality of what's going on. Donald Trump is grifting and JD Pritzker went ham. And by the way, Kamala Harris is back. She's back. And I've got an amazing clip that I think is actually going to make you feel good. And then later in the show, we have Kat Abughazaleh, who is going to be here talking about her run for Congress. And I'm really excited to have her. So I was at the DMV. I don't know if you all know this. I have been having some DMV problems because I got a car because I haven't had a car since I was 20 and I wanted to have a little bit more freedom. So I got a car, which is very exciting and also anxiety inducing, but I had to deal with the DMV and I haven't updated you about it, but I have finally fixed everything related to the DMV. So thank you. Shout out to the DC DMV and Navy Yard, who are experts at making sure that licenses are handed out quickly. So excited to be here with you today. And let's just get into this first story. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Canadian Prime Minister. This was actually very sad for me. I'm interested to hear what you all think about this, but the Canadian Prime Minister really just laid out the reality of what's happening, that Donald Trump is attacking our allies. America can no longer be trusted anymore. And Canada and Europe have to figure out how to survive in a world without an America they can trust. And so here's this first clip.
President, that I will be working hard for the next month to earn the right to represent Canada in those discussions, to get the best deal for Canada under the new U.S. approach. At the same time, Canada must be looking elsewhere to expand our trade, to build our economy, and to protect our sovereignty. Canada is ready to take a leadership role in building a coalition of like-minded countries who share our values. We believe in international cooperation. We believe in the free and open exchange of goods, services, and ideas. And if the United States no longer wants to lead, Canada will.
Yeah, kind of a boss-ass statement there. But what I really want to talk about is what the Bulwark said here, which is that the American age is over. Look at this. Look at this. This happened for absolutely no reason. And Catherine here says, as a Canadian, I'm sad also, but we can't ignore the threats. I agree. It would be stupid for Canada to ignore what's going on. And what is his name? Jonathan Last from the Bulwark said this: we cannot overstate what has just happened. It took just 71 days for Donald Trump to wreck the American economy, mortally wound NATO, and destroy the American-led world order. And he did it with the support of a plurality of American voters. He goes on to say, understand this, there is no going back. And I think this is where we really need to be clear-minded and clear-eyed about this. Because if tomorrow Donald Trump revoked his entire regime of tariffs, it wouldn't matter, because people do not trust us anymore. And if tomorrow Donald Trump abandoned his quest to annex Greenland, which is insane, it is insane, and committed himself to the defense of Ukraine and the perpetuation of NATO, it would not matter, because the free understands that it's a long-term security plan must be made without the understanding that America is a potential adversary. And it goes on to say here that this is the French minister, who said, we cannot leave the security of Europe in the hands of voters in Wisconsin every 4 years. It's just a very sad, it's a very sad moment we find ourselves in, that this is happening, that Donald Trump did this for literally no reason. And I just want to give a shout out to our Canadian friends and family and neighbors. Can we just put some Canadian flags in the chat? Let's just get some Canadian flags in the chat, because there is absolutely no reason why this should be happening. Canada is we're really good friends. We were like the best of buddies. You know, of course, sometimes we had some differences, but nothing like this. And it's just been so disheartening that we are doing this for absolutely no reason. And it is ruining so many people's lives. I was just thinking about the fact that I had to get a car earlier than I wanted to, because I was afraid of the tariffs, and I didn't want to spend 25% more and give that money to Donald Trump and his government. And I'm wondering how many other financial decisions people are making because they are scared about what's going to happen. And here's what's going to happen too, is that prices are going to go up. Prices are going to go up. Food, daily essentials, and how much people make is going to go down. It very well could be that the dollar becomes less valuable because of this. So people are going to be expected to spend more when things are already crunched, and are going to have less money to work with for no reason. JD Pritzker actually had a really great summation of just like Donald Trump and all this. And I want to go to that next. He's the governor of, is it Illinois? Governor of Illinois.
Well, he's a big talker. He's a big promoter. Remember, his success in the real estate world has just been promoting, not much else. He's not very good at financing. Remember, he went bankrupt a couple of times. And this is a guy who is trying to put himself forward as a great businessman. But yesterday, he basically shot the U.S. economy in the foot. And we're now all going to suffer from this. You're going to see, we've seen estimates of this. A U.S. automobile, a U.S.-made automobile is going to cost $3,500 more. A foreign-made automobile, $5,000 to $15,000 more. Buying a home, lumber prices, all the things that go into building a home, buying homes is going to be more expensive. And of course, I was just in Mexico on a trade mission, just came back yesterday, as a matter of fact. And what you're hearing from them, from the business people there, same thing you're hearing here, which is uncertainty is terrible for the world economy and for the U.S. economy. And the result is that people are going to hold back on making investments. They're waiting to see what's going to happen. And one thing they know is it's bad for their economy. It's bad for the U.S. economy, bad for Canada. And yet we all know that what we really need is to bring down prices. And Donald Trump is raising prices for ordinary Americans.
I want to just go to this statement here by Elizabeth Hull. Because this is very true. This does make the billionaires happy, because the oligarchs love a recession because things get cheap. And so this is part of the plan. They want people to be hurt, because then they can buy up more things, because billionaires, though they'll be losing a little bit of money, they have basically unlimited funds. And when things get cheaper, they become more powerful. So that's a great point. That's a great point. And let's just go to this real fast, where Donald Trump, because JD Pritzker said that Donald Trump's not really a businessman. And sorry for if you can hear that. Can you hear that ambulance? That is DC alive. But Donald Trump, let's just go to this clip. I just can't believe that he did this.
Seen you in a while. $5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
Who's the second?
I don't know, but I'm the first buyer. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks, probably.
My friend Jordan Uhl said, Willy Wonka ass presidency. We have to laugh. We have to laugh. This has 6 million views. God damn it. That's so fucking stupid. But here is some relief. Here is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris saying, basically, I told you so.
Because, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so. I swore I wasn't going to say that.
God damn it. I miss her. God damn it, I miss her. All right. So we're going to keep watching this. Obviously, this is not over, but keeping in theme, we're going to do tomato time. And for those of you who are new to the stream, we invite you to smash the tomato emoji. We don't want you throwing politicians. We don't want you throwing politicians. We also want you throwing tomatoes at politicians in real life. But you can do it here. And so we have a compilation of some of those insane things that Donald Trump's sycophants are trying to say to make this market crash seem palatable. And here it is, tomato time.
While certainly the economy will be adjusting, the negotiations will continue. We are really, really excited and very grateful to President Trump's leadership and being willing to be bold and fearless in facing some pretty big policy challenges around the world.
So what is the impact on farmers then?
Well, we'll see, right? I mean, we're negotiating. Now we move into some significant negotiations. I mean, I've got a great chart here.
And only then will Donald Trump make a deal with each country when they've really, really changed their ways. Then
so it sounds like he might back off
him.
Down the road, but
that's
not right
now.
Back
off, and that's not back off.
So
that is let the deal maker make his deals when and only if these countries can change everything about themselves, which I doubt they will. Because
so he is willing to negotiate then. So he is willing to negotiate with these countries right now, or if they decide to
talking, no talking, doing. These countries have abused us and exploited us, as he said yesterday. They need to change their ways.
Let me follow up with you.
Let's see them change their ways. It's going to be a long time. Let's see what they do. Not talking. Okay. Talking is nonsense.
Let me follow up.
Mr. President.
How long will it take to get American manufacturing to where you would like to see it?
Well, let's say it's a 2-year process. They start a plant, and they're big plants. We're giving them approval to also, in many cases, to build the electric facility with it. So you have electric generation and the plant, and they're big plants. Now, the good news is a lot of money for them, and they can build them fast, but they're still very big plants. So I'd always say it would take a year and a half to 2 years.
Mr. President.
Oh my God. The stupidest people in the country are at the highest levels of power. Great. Well, I have some great relief for all of you because we have an amazing guest who is here with us, and I'm really excited to have her. Kat Abughazaleh. Sorry, I'm so bad with last names, but I'm very grateful you're here, and welcome to the show. Sorry for butchering your last name.
Oh, you did great. You did great. I mean, usually you don't put the pause in the middle, but pretty good.
Thanks for joining. So for those who don't know, Kat is running for Congress, Illinois 9. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yes.
And you announced last week, and it's kind of been a whirlwind, right? You've actually got on CNN. You've been on Fox.
I haven't been on Fox yet. They talked about me on Fox.
Yes, Fox talked about you.
Fox,
yes.
Which is kind of an honor because I started my career monitoring and attacking Fox News. But yeah, we announced on last Monday. Tomorrow will be a week since our first public kickoff event. It's been incredible. We've been this grassroots campaign. We've raised over $400,000. We've had over 11,000 individual donors, no corporate money, over 1,000 volunteer signups. Our average donation is like $31.
Wow. That's amazing. And you're not doing corporate money. You're not doing billionaire money, PAC money or any of that. Right.
Definitely no corporate PACs or anything. Like if I am taking money from something, it has to be something that aligns with my values. I have no interest in compromising.
Awesome. So we actually have just like a short clip of your announcement video. I think it's actually really smart. I think it's the way that these things should be done. I'm going to talk about why I think that is after we watch it. Let's put that up.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are dismantling our country piece by piece. And so many Democrats seem content to just sit back and let them. So I say it's time to drop the excuses and grow a fucking spine. I'm Kat Abughazaleh, and I'm running for Congress in Illinois' 9th District. Unfortunately, this party has become one where you have to look to the exceptions for real leadership, as the majority work from an outdated playbook. We need a makeover, which means we need a vision that's bigger than what we've been told is possible. There is absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to afford housing, groceries, and healthcare with some money left over. Families should have free childcare, Social Security should be expanded, and our inalienable rights shouldn't be dependent on who's in power. That means standing up to authoritarians, not shrinking away when the fight gets tough. It's time to challenge the status quo, and if our leaders won't do it, we will. I'm Kat Abughazaleh, and I'm running for Congress because it's time for Democrats to do more.
So smart. It's so smart. Let me tell you why I think it is. It's not polished, which I think is important, but it has jump cuts, which to me feels just like very organic. And I don't know if that's like intentionality. Was that part of your part of the idea of the launch video? But also just the setting of it. It's just you simply at your desk communicating to people while you're running. And I imagine that is what we would expect to see from you if you actually got into Congress.
Yeah, so for any of your viewers who aren't familiar with my work, you might see me called like an influencer candidate. That's a fun, condescending way to refer to my work.
I want to address that, but yeah.
Awesome, yeah. I've spent my career following the far right, attacking them. Elon Musk got me laid off from my job from suing our company. Been targeted by libs of TikTok, Elon Musk. Tucker Carlson's not a fan. And I've spent since like 2023, really doing video explainers because I learned that I really liked connecting with people through this medium. And so I just kind of made my announcement video like one of my explainers, sitting at my desk, the same background as always, talking as I usually would. And the response has been great because I think people are we use this word authenticity in like the internet landscape. I think it's a bit overused now, but it's what this was trying to be, or not even trying to be. It's just what it is. This is my style, my video, and it cost me $0
which is really important because that money should be going to voter outreach and not like a very splashy $20,000 campaign video. Exactly. Let's talk about the influencer thing because it is a hit. Like when I posted about this interview, people are like, why would we elect a 26-year-old influencer? And I'm like, well, this because like it's like if you were writing for a newspaper, you know, and you had a following from your writing for a newspaper, no one would say like no one would call you an influencer. They would call you a well-known journalist, you know, but it's just because you're online and you're not tied to a legacy media platform. You get this label influencer as if to like it feels almost like misogynistic in some ways. Like it's just a way to like demean the work you've done.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. I've decided not to like complain about it too much because a big part of our campaign is reaching people on the ground and doing like this person to person type vibe. But I have run into people being like, so you're an influencer. Why should I take you seriously? And I'm like, okay. And then I give a little spiel and we're back on the same track. But it is fascinating because that's not really what any of my work is. It feels like if it had been, these types of videos, I did an hour-long explainer on white Christian nationalism last year. If that was, a bit on HBO Max, it'd be called something else entirely. But I'm very proud of my work. And if you aren't familiar with it, check it out. I love clowning on fascists.
Same. Honestly, that is the main point of my channel. But I do want to say this because if members of Congress are going to be acting like influencers, I kind of feel like, and I think that's kind of the vibe now, like members of Congress are like, oh, the internet's important. I should post videos online, but they don't actually know how to do it. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I just want to show this clip of Kirsten Gillibrand trying to do video content. This is what it looks like when senators do it.
Some of your constituents. I think my seniors are really concerned about Social Security. Yeah. We just heard that one of the offices got closed in New York City. Yeah. How are we going to protect our seniors in New York City?
Well, the problem is Trump's cutting Social Security.
So,
down.
I mean, we don't have to watch the whole thing. It's that for 6 minutes. And it's yes. And she's holding the video like this. It's outside. You can't hear. They're not mic'd. And that has been like an ongoing theme with so many members of Congress, is that they are trying to connect online, but they have no capacity to do it. So my thing is, if that is what is really important now, and I kind of believe it is, it's not just about getting on cable news. It's about being able to know how to use the tools of the internet to talk authentically. Then maybe we should get fucking influencers in Congress.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, this isn't, my comment earlier was not to shame any influencers. Job is a job. But we have, I have every right to run just like anyone else. And I think that that's a big part of we, as in my generation, like Gen Z and millennials, I'm kind of on that cusp. We're not represented in our leaders, in our lawmakers, and that is reflected in legislation. I talked about this a lot in the last week, but the average age of Congress is 58, which is 20 years older than the average American, and it's not their fault, but they don't know what it's like to grow up with school shooter drills, and that's a very significant part of our childhood, something that you just deal with that's normalized as a child when you're my age. And I think that if they want to be reaching people, it's time to let people that have experience talking online and talking how the new generation talks, to let them do it instead of just like, whether it's hiring someone or genuinely trying to get someone to run. It's very frustrating to see Congress not reach out to voters when it's all we want right now, when we feel so helpless. We know that they won't get legislation through. And not only are they not doing anything on that front, but there's no communication. So we feel alone.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to pull this up. Progressive says we need people like her to run in every precinct, in every district, in every county, in every state, across the board. We need to take over the Democratic Party. And I agree. I mean, I'm happy to do this. I don't want to talk too much about your opponent, and we got to end in just a minute, but I just think it's really important that we have young people running, and ideally young people winning, because the person you're running against, God bless her, she's been doing a while, but she's 80. She's 80. And I'm sorry, I'm not ageist. Nature is. I'm not ageist. Nature is. And 80 is too old to be doing the things that need to get done in Congress today, using the tools needed to get it done.
Look, I think, every person is different, but I do think that voters deserve another option. There hasn't been a competitive primary in this district since 1998, which was before I was born.
Wow.
I would encourage, if you're considering running, to look into how to do it. I am posting videos about how to run for Congress as I go about this campaign. If you're thinking about state or local, you can go for runforsomething.net. And if you want to contribute to my campaign, where our money is used for grassroots mobilization and direct aid, mutual aid, filling in these gaps that Trump has left in the community, like cutting a check, gathering supplies, you can go to catforillinois.com. You can also find more about our platform, sign up to volunteer. You don't even have to be local. We could use your help.
Yep. And then Kat, here is your YouTube. Yes. So if anyone is interested in getting more of you, there it is. And you are doing a lot of
so
amazing
much of
content.
me. I'm so sorry.
Well, thank you so much for joining, and good luck on the campaign. I hope the best for you.
Thank you so much, Heath. Really, thank you for having me on. And thanks,
Of course.
everyone. Have a good night.
All right.
See you at the protest tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was Kat. Thank you so much to Kat for joining. Like I said, I just think it's so important that we have young people joining, running, and getting involved. But I always forget to plug this in the beginning now, but we do have a number you can call, 202-810-4379. And if you call in, we may listen to your voicemail on the show, 202-810-4379. And we've got one right now. Let's listen.
And Donald Trump is not a politician. He doesn't know anything about government. All this is fake. That's why Elon Musk is doing what he's doing. Donald Trump is ignorant when it comes to law. And that's why the people of New York hated him. He always wanted to be part of the elite. That never happened. And they need to start calling Donald Trump out as how stupid he is. And you also need to report about the April 5th mass protest. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that mass protest, because that is tomorrow. That is tomorrow. We have, how do I do this? Oh, it's not working for me. Oh, let me do this. All right, there it is. All right, hands off 2025. Are you all going tomorrow? Are you going to the protest in your area or in DC? Because I will be there tomorrow. DC will be live streaming. So if you're not able to make any of these because you're incapable or you don't have the time, we will be live streaming these. We will be in person live streaming the DC protest. But I suggest you go. We have to show that Donald Trump is not a king and that we still stand up to him. Dave Kramer says, thank you for the $10, Dave. America and its president was always, quote, the leader of the free world that changed April 2nd, likely before. I can only imagine the movies that will be made about this time. That's such a good point. I mean, we really are living through history right now. Let's go to the next voicemail.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm in Northwest Arkansas, and you are a breath of fresh air. My question is it going to be required for people currently receiving Social Security benefits to re-register this month in order to continue getting benefits? Where do we stand on that? I have a question into my representative, and I'm not hearing back. So just checking on what your take is. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. I think, first off, you don't have to worry right now about your Social Security. But they want you to feel confused. They want you to feel like it's just not as certain as it used to be. This is one of the tools in their toolbook. And it's really unfortunate what's happening right now. But your Social Security is there for you right now. I think they are trying to gut the Social Security office, but you don't have to re-register. You can still collect your money. But this is one of the reasons why the protest is so important, because we have to make sure that they know that we're paying attention and we want to have their hands off of our Social Security and Medicaid and everything else. Do we have time for one more voicemail? Yeah, one more.
I just want to say thank you for putting yourself out there, for staying engaged when a lot of people can't. And I want to give a big shout out all the Tesla takedown protesters. We're out there. Please
Hell yes.
come join us. It's organized, it's peaceful, it's fun, and it's working. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, let's protest Tesla, baby. I probably would have bought a Tesla if not for everything else, but no, absolutely not. And I just want to return the favor because you all are so strong, confident, and just in the work that you're doing to make sure that the people who don't want to be held accountable still are through your protest and your action. I do love the Tesla protest. It bothers the shit out of them. So keep doing it. All right. Well, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for joining the Keith Edwards Show Live. If you're watching the replay, please hit like. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. We are doing this every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I hope you join us. Trying to make this a regular thing. We want to make this big and get more guests and just bring you more good information. So thank you for joining. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you at the protest tomorrow. Bye, everyone.